Good morning, traders. Robert Pro, Bob Peterson, who loves lunatic, Tamimi, Dennis, Kenneth, Sandra, Adam, Mr. Rodriguez, Jay, and everyone else. Hope everyone had a blessed weekend. Two stray dogs, Stefan, Yolanda, Parabolic, Gil. Morning, Scott. Alfredo. And you guys are ready to go this morning. Haven't seen much moving. I saw FEMY moving earlier. It's pulled back since then. Good morning, Scott. Well, hopefully we'll have a good Monday. Let's see what happens. I know Friday wasn't so good. So if you're new here, we're watching this spike column right here. We watch for percentages to take off or fall, depending on which way you're playing the market. Once they start moving, we click on them and watch over here on the chart, see if they're worth investing in. And about 6:30, I'll do a walkthrough, a demo of everything you see on your screen, how you can get it, how you can communicate with other investors. For now, we're waiting on pre-market to open. Once it does, we'll see if we can get a play. Looks like we're waking up a little bit. About 45 seconds to go. We'll see what happens. If you're new here, as you can see, we don't go find stocks. They come to us. When they start moving, these percentages take off. They pop up to the top of the list. Well, what direction are we headed here? Let's see. That's FEMY moving back up. Nice climb for FEMY. Just a few pennies though. About a nickel, maybe 10 cents since I clicked on it. May come back down for a retest before it goes back up. Or maybe it'll just go up. It's currently up 26%. Looks like we're going to have a pullback here. Let's see if somebody else notices it. Maybe they'll see this little run up. More buyers will come in. Good morning, Alex. Keeping an eye on it here to see which direction it heads. It did not come back down to retest support. It's kind of holding that price range, which is good news before the next run up. I don't like that the moving average is curling over. That shows lack of volume, lack of buyers. Good morning, SB and Rick Shelton. ACXP taking off here. probably profit takers from the people that were in down here. They're wondering what's going on. Hey, I'm in profit. Let's get it while it's there. Let's see if they come back in and buy it up. Nice volume. It is bearish, so I would not enter here. Let's see where it goes. Looking good. Volume is slowing down. Looks like the buyers are coming back in. Got me a quick $100 there. There's my $100. That was $100 per second. That's good money, right? You got to have fast fingers, Bob. Got to practice with that index finger. Pretty volatile little stock. Not really good news. Just a successful completion and early discontinuation of a drug. Yeah, I saw AWIN moving earlier, but I was already focused on the little bump there, so I didn't switch over. FEMY may be coming up off the bottom here. We do have a resistance line right here. But if it breaks through, it could go that high. FEMY made its way. Well, it was up here, number 2. Now we dropped all the way down. As they start rising, they start climbing the ladder to the top. Keep that in mind. ICU, penny stock making a move here. It's kind of late, I would say. It must have been barely inching up, not triggering any notifications over here. I'm noticing NEGG is working its way up. Not a lot of buyers yet. Little bit volatile this morning. Might have to have fast fingers. Sometimes when they're too fast, I sit on my hands. Too risky. Me too, two stray dogs. I got $98 out of it in about 2 seconds. Had to be fast though. Catch the bump down, catch the bump up, and you're done. It was that fast. I see you still plugging along here. Still going. I bet Gregster's on top of it. So far, we're up 36% on this ICU. This was also moved last week for us a little bit. I'm seeing it down there in my list. If you're not making a list, you need to be making a list of these movers every morning. Watch them the rest of the week, see if they continue. Good morning, Melanie. Still going. Everybody that hates pre-market, I hope you're watching this. Think they're going to realize pre-market's where the money is currently, because once the market open, it's a struggle. But in pre-market, the battle's a little bit easier to win. You just got to do your timing right. Good morning, MB. I'm wondering about this NEGG. It's kind of just hanging around up here toward the top, not moving. Good morning, Bo. FEMY kind of bit the dust here. Pulled all the way back down to 345. See Mara in the list here. Just popped up. This stock made it all the way down to the $8 range last week. $8.44. Gained 50 cents since then, almost 50 cents. You can catch the bottoms on Mara. You can really have some consistent pay going on there. It's not real volatile, but can be at times. Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Kyle. Looks like we slowed down here. Give me a couple minutes. I'm going to go grab me some coffee. All right, I'm back. Doesn't look like I missed anything. So I'll do an introduction for everybody that's new. I am Ricky Gaspard. I am a guy who trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I'm also a ThinkScript coder and I write my own scripts. This is a volume spike indicator I designed that lets us know the moment the stock starts moving up or down. Once we see the percentages rising, we click on them and go over here. And I also wrote this pullback strategy. Once they're spiking here, we click on them and confirm that we get a crossover of these moving averages, which is the 5 and the 13. We watch for these arrows to come in. We watch for the buyers to outnumber the sellers. We like to see a lot of volume coming into the stock. We also monitor this first candle. If it's bullish, you'll get a bullish indicator up here on the top. Once all that happens, we make our decision to buy or not. So if you do this over and over and over, it's a really quick process. You see a spike, quickly you confirm that the activity is happening. You have to cross over the arrows. You see green up here, green down here, and you make your decision or not. You want to learn more about these indicators, go to our YouTube channel. This is the link I'm posting in the chat. Watch the videos, watch all the videos. Like the videos, share the videos, comment on the videos, let YouTube know how good of a job I'm doing. It also lets me know how good of a job I'm doing. Once you've explored the YouTube videos, there's a link in the description to our Discord channel where there's, I believe, around 1,200 now investors over there that you can talk with, communicate with. Some of them are giving free lessons. That's the link to our Discord channel. Head over to that and then make sure you accept the disclaimer or you won't see any channels. Once you see the channels, head over to current setup. Those are the 3 files that you see here on the screen. That'll include all of this and this spike column. Watch the how-to videos if you run into any issues. If you still have issues after the how-to videos, post a comment in support. Somebody will get to you if I can't. We have a lot of good people over there sharing knowledge. We have It's Me Bob. He does his lessons on options trading whenever he has enough participants. He did a good job last night. I tuned in for a little bit. And it looked like he had about 25 to 30 people, which is very good. A lot of interest in options. We have Gregster and River Place Dad posting stocks in our trading floor channel. Those guys do their homework, pay them a visit, check out the stocks they post. If you have any questions, give them a question. They'll answer you. Appreciate you joining us this morning. And for now, we're watching this column, trying to make a few more dollars. You're welcome, Melanie. Good morning, Mike. So if you're just popping in, I'll do my walkthrough again at 7:30. We're watching this column. We done had a couple of runners this morning. So if you got here late, you missed them, you lost a few dollars. Try to get here at 5:55 in the morning because 6 o'clock when it turns on, that's when it happens. And at 7 o'clock, we hope for another run. That's usually when news comes out. But it can happen anytime between 6 and 7. You never know. Right now, it's kind of calm. We're not seeing any activity. So sit back, enjoy your coffee, and wait for these numbers to take off. And I forgot my warning. Don't trade off of my screen. My screen is delayed. It's only delayed this morning about 3 seconds, but still don't chance it. Make sure you head over to Discord, load this on your system, and trade live. Keep it safe. It's your money. Don't lose it. Sometimes my delay can be 5 minutes like it was last Friday. I can't control YouTube. I have a good connection. It's on their servers. Sometimes it happens. NVOS making a little spike here. So I'm currently finishing up another indicator. And the reason I wrote this indicator is I was noticing that when, even if it's at 0.0, what we're missing is, let's say somebody comes in and buys 200 shares. A few minutes later, somebody else comes in and buys 500 shares. Well, those spikes aren't big enough to trigger any percentages. So I wrote a script that's kind of calculating those minor purchases. So you see NEGG here, AWIN, TGL, Invos. They popped up here before they popped up here because people were gradually coming in. So it's tallying the percent of the move when it's not a spike. So if we can catch them here before they trigger here, of course, we still have to wait on them to trigger here. This is only letting us know that there's gradual buyers coming in. I think it may be beneficial. I'm actually testing it this week. So far, it's doing what I want it to do. Good morning, Cecilian. Yeah, I've always wanted to know exactly when, if they're just trickling in. Well, the trickle doesn't fire up this spike. So if they continue to trickle in, I don't know. We'll see how it goes this week. Good morning, Sonia. Looks like we're getting pretty quiet now. FEMY is active this morning. But very low volume. I mean, it doesn't look like you have to battle any sellers here. It is in my trickle list. See it right there on the blue line? Well, come on now, give us something. Saw this one just popped in there. Not much volume whatsoever. So if you're just popping in and you don't know what's going on here, we're watching these volume spikes. When they take off, we click on them and we look at the chart to see if we want to buy or not. Just did a walkthrough at 6:30. I'll do another one at 7:30. Market is currently calm. We just had a rush at open. I made enough to buy beans to go with my rice. That always helps. NVTA getting a little bump here. Only moving pennies. Always notice what's happening over here. That's 80 cents, 82. So it's a long way to profit on this one. That's great, Sonia. On paper is proof that you can do it. It's not a bad thing. Stick with the paper till you're consistent. That's pretty much where I started. I was writing them down as if I bought them. That's the best way to do it. You're not losing any money learning. I've always been partial to spikes. I love spikes. I love jumping in there and jumping out and making a little bit of money real quick. I guess it's called adrenaline rush. It'll sure get it pumping, I know that. Good morning, Jesse. MB, they do, but it's kind of like the on-demand. I don't think it's very accurate, but it's probably really good to practice on. I don't think I've ever actually used the paper side of it when the market is live. I do my practicing over in on-demand, but then you have a lot of people where the on-demand won't work for them. Which they do a lot of work on that side. It would sure help out a lot of investors. I don't think they realize even the professionals like to practice. I practice all the time. I don't want to lose my touch. Son, you just click on studies and edit studies and delete what you added. There's a little X on the right side of each line item. You have to be on your chart, I believe, or maybe not. Maybe it'll work when you're not on your chart. It'll always be there for you next time you're on live. Just go to studies and edit studies, and you can delete and add things right there. Eddie, it all depends on your price range. I think my price range is 25 cents to $50. So if this stock's is above, if it starts out above 25 cents, it's going to show up on mine. It should show up on yours. Sonia, believe it or not, I don't care about product. I don't care about quarterly reports. All I care about is this volume spike takes off and I'm able to jump in there and grab a piece of it. They can have great news and a crappy product, but the people might not know that, and they start buying, and I'm going to join them and get out before they decide to sell. So for me, it's not about product. It's not about news. It's about volume spikes. If the news is good, it's going to spike. The product's good, it's going to spike. If it's bad, it's going to spike down. Sonia, I only get what the market awards me. It's going up and I get in, and it keeps going up and it starts pulling back, I get out. I don't have any limits. I'm a scalper. I'm just in there for a piece of it and then I'm out. I'm not hanging on because I think it's going to the moon. I'm hanging on till it turns around and then I'm out. And right now I don't see any spikes, so I'm not making any money. But I'm still happy. I made a little this morning. I'm waiting on the next rush. Once that rush comes in, I'll grab me some more. I kind of feel like if you're trying to set a goal, that you're going to make trades to try to meet that goal and not really pay attention to, is that stock really worth it? You see it moving and you're trying to make $100. I think a goal can, I mean, they may be good for some people, but I think they kind of distract from the focus, because now you're telling yourself, I need to make $100. What you need to be telling yourself is, I'll take whatever I can get. This is not the greatest market. It's tough. It's hard. That's why I just reach in there and grab some. The whole focus is, if you get in and you're wrong, immediately get out. Just accept it. If you're right, pat yourself on the back. Grab what you can. You're not going to be right all the time. I'm not right all the time. I don't think anybody's right all the time. The whole key is to cut them losses. Don't hang on for recovery. Recoveries can cost you even more. That's why I try to grab the middle of a spike. Okay, I get a green candle. Okay, I'm going to have another one I'm in, and I'm going to ride it up, and I'm going to get out when I see weakness in volume. Sonia, I do not use Bollinger Bands, but some of my indicators have some Bollinger Band scripts within them. So to answer your question, I guess I do, but within a script. I like a clean chart. This is all I like on my chart. 2 moving averages and some arrows. I can see all I need to see right here. It's actually the 5 and the 13. That works best for scalping. Actually, it works best for any kind of trading. I think the 8 and the 21 takes too long to get a crossover, because you want to be in as soon as you can and you want to be out as soon as you can. The 8 and the 21, let's say you get in on the upward cross. By the time it crosses again, you done lost most of your profit. If these moving averages are pointing due north and they keep pointing due north, I hang on for the ride. So the tighter the moving averages, the sooner the crossover. But I don't actually wait on crossovers because I trade large volume size or large share size. So if I start seeing a rollover of this 5 moving average, I'm probably out. This is showing me weakness. So if I got in here and it was this radical, volatile, I probably would have hung on because I wasn't red. But then once it started rising, I may have got out of it right in here somewhere. I don't expect to grab the top. I just expect to grab some profit. AWIN, little pump here. It's been as high as 30, so no great excitement. That's 3 pennies in that whole distance. I say stick with what you know best. If you can apply these indicators to the strategy you've been using for quite some time and you're used to, this just adds a little bit more to it. The ICCM taking off here. It's moving nickels. We can break through that high right here. We did not break through until this candle closes. Always keep that in mind. This candle has to close above this line because it could pull right back down below it. So this is not a break of resistance unless it closes above it. So we did break it. We're probably going to test support here before the next run up. The next run up is not guaranteed. Keep that in mind. We could break right back down below it. There's not a whole lot of volume in this stock. I wouldn't trust it. Thank you for the kind compliment, Michael. Just hang in there. You'll get it. You don't need to know a language to watch numbers. So I can't mark a resistance line when we've never been. We're in unknown territory for this stock, so it has to set the resistance level for me. It has to go up and turn around and pull back for it to set the next level. So we did break through resistance. We did come back down and test it right there. And now it's trying to move up. Robert, the issue is I don't use stop losses. My stop loss is a mouse click. When you're scalping, I don't have time for stop losses. So this was a great demonstration of pullback. The stock shot up. It pulled back to this level, turned around, broke through, came back and retested it, and it's shooting up. So this is about a 30-cent gain from down here to here. The issue with this one is I didn't click on it until we were already testing here. So we would have missed the buy down here. But we could have caught it here. Great volume. Sonia, in pre-market, these stocks usually don't have any volume until the buyers find them. So I'm not looking for a number in volume as far as 100,000 or a million. What I'm looking for is this number to take off. So it can go from 0 to a million. I want to be in that range when it takes off. Pre-market's way different than market open where volume is continuous. These start sometimes at 0. Stephen, if you have a good internet connection, try getting out and getting back in because it's not blurred. So ICCM produced a 39-cent gain, but I clicked on it late, so it wasn't really that big of a gain. But if you're watching it on your system and not letting me be a distraction to your trading, you probably could have caught this as soon as you saw the numbers moving up here. My focus is not 100% on this list. I'm doing a live stream. I'm focusing everywhere. Good morning, Coach. I'm focusing on trading, volume, spikes, people, chat. I have distractions. You shouldn't have these distractions other than listening to me in the background if you already know what you're doing. ICCM still trying to go. It's up 103, 105%, 109. And if you're not aware, there's no halts in pre-market. I don't believe I've ever seen one. So the money's there if you can get in early enough. You don't have to worry about gaining 10 or 12 cents in the stock halting. So this was our 7 o'clock gainer. That's when it took off. You're welcome, Stephen. ICCM making another run at it. Might end up being a 200% gainer. Who knows? You can see these volume spike numbers rising. You can see that this candle is bullish. You can see that the buyers are outnumbering the sellers. You can see the stock has lots of volume coming in. But I think we may be at a peak. My screen delay is doing good this morning. It's about 3 seconds. I know the feeling, Bob. You can see these two moving averages have great separation. When you have separation like this, the wider the gap, the stronger the run. But I'd be cautious since we're already up 100%. Alex, I have two screens. I have a platform, a back-end platform that has a screen and the screen that you're looking at. So when I move my mouse, I count seconds until it moves on my other screen. And that tells me the delay from my screen to you. There's no timers or nothing. It's just all in my head. Sonia, you have to have EXT selected on your chart. So if you don't have TIF below your numbers, click the gear icon up there by the buttons find TIF and move it over to the right and put it on EXT. Since you're so new, I'm not going to tell you about AutoSyn. I don't want you losing your money. Okay. So if you're on paper, I don't know anything about that side. I haven't been over there since the beginning, 30 years ago. I don't even think we had it back then. I've never needed it. I guess because I was already trading by the time it came out. EAST. Here I am talking again. One of you may have caught this sooner when it started spiking down here. I wasn't watching, I was reading chat. That's why you need to have this platform on your system. $1.40 to $1.80. We could see more if the volume would come in. Volume is very weak. So we made it up to here, and so far we're down to here. If the selling is over, so let's see if we get a pullback here. Maybe we can play it from $1.60 to $1.96. Maybe it'll go back up here and retest this high up here at resistance. See the volume starting to come in. But it pauses. The volume is pausing. That's not a good sign. And we have sellers. Coming back down to retest again. It may break through and go back down to the bottom. The volume wasn't there. The buyers are probably pulling out. Very low volume now. Good morning, Chuck. I'm going to lower the resistance level, the support level here. Volume is not so good on this one. take a look at the SPY and see what the SPY is doing. This is acting like the SPY may be dropping. Let me see where we are. SPY is definitely dropping. Let's look at the 15-minute chart. That's not good. Probably going to be a red day unless it turns around. Thank you, John, for that info. Since we're kind of quiet, I'll do a walkthrough. If you're new here, I am Ricky Gaspard. I'm a guy who trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I'm also a ThinkScript coder, and I write my own scripts. This is a volume spike indicator. It lets us know the moment a stock starts moving. Once we see one moving, we click on it. We check it out over here on the pullback indicator. We confirm that we have a crossover of these two moving averages, which is the 5 and the 13. You'll see a spike arrow come in. We like to see more buyers and sellers down here in the volume list. We like to monitor this first candle and see if it's bullish. Then we will monitor the volume, make sure we have enough volume to get in and get out safely, and we don't on this one. So to do it quickly, once you've done this over and over and over, you're clicking here, you quickly see that this is happening. You see green and green, and you make your decision to buy or not. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can watch all kind of videos on these indicators. I'll post a link to YouTube in our chat window. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Watch all of the videos, watch the new ones and the old ones. Some of them are irrelevant to the indicators, but they all contain valuable information on what's going on. Like the videos, comment on the videos, let YouTube know how good of a job I'm doing. It also lets me know what kind of a job I'm doing. In the description of every video is a link to our Discord channel, where there's over 1,200 investors. Everybody's sharing knowledge with what they know. They're writing scripts. They're improving my scripts. They're doing all kind of work over there. Communicate with all the investors. Some of them are teaching what they know, like It's Me Bob is giving his pointers on options. Sometimes he holds a live conference a couple times a week if he has enough participants. He's very good at what he does. He can help you on the options trail if that's the way you want to go with it. We also have Gregster and River Place Dad posting stocks on our trading floor. Pay them a visit. You might find some hot stocks there. They're posting them all the time. Never trade off of my screen. Sometimes my screen is delayed up to 1 minute, 5 minutes. Today it's 3 seconds. Make sure you get set up on your own system, and if you have trouble, head to our Discord and get started in current setup, where you'll find these 3 files. They get you set up and your charts will look just like this. Watch the how-to videos on how to install, and if you're still having issues, leave us a message over in support. I'll help you, and if I'm not available, somebody else will probably step in and give you a hand. And we thank you for joining us this morning. We had a couple of runners early when the market opened up. It's kind of calming down now. Closer it gets to 8 o'clock, the slower it'll get. The closer it gets to 8:30, you'll see some red coming in from people that made profit in pre-market. They are protecting their profits, so they'll be taking them. When the market opens, we'll change over to our market open setup, which is just a few clicks. So hang in there with us. Enjoy your coffee. Maybe we'll get a spike or two before the market opens. You must have missed it, Sonia. That's back when I said sometimes in pre-market a stock has no volume, and then they put out news, and then the news, if the news is good, the volume takes off from 0 and it could run as high as millions. It all depends on how good that stock run up is. All I care about is this number is growing rapidly, and I can slip in and slip out pretty much unnoticed with a profit. So there's no set number. It's a rush of volume is what I'm looking for. You'll see them when they happen. You'll see the spike happen over here. I'll click on it, and you'll see this number flying. Seeing SBGX made a pop up and back down. Watching this column, that's what we do every morning. Some of you do it all day long. I tend to give up when the market dies around 9 a.m. So if you haven't caught my live streams, they're every day except for days that I can't make it. I also own a construction company. So tomorrow there will be no live stream. I am called out. But I hold them 5 days a week, every chance I get, 6 a.m. till 9:30 or whenever I called in. That's Central Standard Time. So come make some money with us. But you got to be here before the market opens at 6 a.m. Yes, ma'am, I am. FEMY making another run at it. It's been trying all morning. Might be one to watch at market open. It should be in your personal watch list. Lots of red coming in. Let's see if the SPY is turning around or if it's continuing to go down. And it's kind of just walking sideways. Take a look at the 15-minute chart. Not looking good for Monday morning. That's BNOX. That was last week's runner, or one of last week's runners. I think we had SLNO also. Sonia, was that a wild guess about Texas? Or is it obvious in my accent? Good morning, Old Thumb. Okay, that works. Southern girls. I lived in Florida for 5 years, over in Pensacola as a contractor. was not my permanent residence. I went to go rebuild them after Hurricane Ivan. And right when I was going to leave, Dennis hit, and I was right back at it again. The NOx wants to go. It's gapping for some reason, but it's only gapping pennies. Very low volume, like one or two buyers. Or maybe somebody just playing around with it. Who knows? ICCM flattened out here. So we're in the quiet of the market. Go fill your coffee cup up. Nothing's going to happen. Probably going to be slow till market open unless news comes out at 8 o'clock, which is rare for 8 o'clock. Most are getting ready for market open at that time. Sonia, yes, it is. You can name it what you want as long as it's pre-market and has the after-hours script and the scan. Good morning, John Richards. No, ma'am, I don't. I don't trade hardly any penny stocks. Just that lower price stocks are in pre-market, so I play them. But I try to catch the $3 to $50 range. But very seldom you'll see a stock over $10 in pre-market move. But it does happen. We trade what the good Lord gives us. He gave us 2 or 3 this morning. Yeah, Mara's been creeping since earlier. It pulled back a little. Is it creeping again? Yes, it is. Not looking good, though. It's choppy. Not worth getting in at this time. Mara's going to have steady volume for me to get back in. Not a burst here and a burst there. I want steady volume. I would, but I'm looking at FEMY right now, FEMY. I saw it move twice already. Maybe the volume's coming in finally. Let's look at the 15-minute chart, see where it is. So it's climbing slowly on a 15-minute. See some red coming in on the volume spikes. I think if FEMY could find some volume, it may go retest 382. 382 is up there. Seeing lots of red coming in, though. Closer we get to 8 o'clock, the stronger that'll probably be. I'm liking that the moving averages are kind of turning north. This one's curving up a bit. Not liking the sellers down here. or the bearish up here. If you're new here, about 8:05, I take a 10-minute break before market open. I get up out of this chair, stretch these old bones, go look out the window, refresh my coffee cup, tell my lovely wife good morning, crack a few bones, and then I come back and we get set up for market open. FEMY may jump up here before market open. It's showing a little strength here. It's holding this price level. It may be our only hope. We'll see. Looks like somebody got tired of hanging on. Said, I'm out of here. That's why we don't buy floaters. We wait to see which way they're going to break out. This one broke out south. And then it recovered just like that. So it's still holding that price level. There it goes. I kind of said it. I knew something was happening. Let's see if we retest that 382. Something said keep watching. So I did. Going back up. Would have been a tricky entry though, because it kind of played down red back here. I lost interest in it, and then it turned right around and shot up. It's all right. Won't be the first one I ever missed. There's that 382. Let's see if it can break through. Or if we get resisted. Nice volume. Testing that 382 again. Looks like we're going to break through here. Remember, it has to close above 382. It's only up 28%. It has a long way to run to 100% if it can do it. I don't like these tall tails on the top of the candles, these candle wicks. That's sellers driving it back down. We like to see the wicks on the bottom. This is buyers buying up what they're selling. So could not break through 382. Now pulling back. Might be coming back down to retest 361. It would have been a real tricky play since it pulled back red to here and then all of a sudden reversed and went up. It would have been very hard to predict an entry at that point. It was about a 20-cent gain. Not bad if you have enough shares involved. Couple minutes to 8 o'clock. I'm expecting to see some red come in. I guess the SPY is still probably kicking downwards. Let's take another look. Very important to know which direction the market's headed before you start throwing dollars at it. Not looking too promising. Volume has died. I guess now everybody's anticipating market open. Or maybe it'll go up to retest 382 again. Volume is coming back in after stopping. Well, I hope this weekend's video helped out a few of you, gave you another avenue to go look for maybe some stocks over in the sectors. But overall, the market's down. Hopefully that'll help a little bit. All right, traders, I'm going to take a 10-minute break here. I'll return at 8:15. See you soon. All right, I have returned. Good morning, Steve. About 18 minutes to go before market opens. A lot can happen in that time. Tanya, I don't play market open unless it's a 100% sure shot, and that hardly ever happens. I like waiting for it to calm down, see if there's anything strong left over. If there's not, then I'll trade pre-market tomorrow. I don't sit here all day hoping something happens unless I have absolutely nothing to do. But having nothing to do around here is impossible. Almost no volume spikes. Let's take a look over at the SPY, see where we are, see where we're headed this morning. Little bump up. Let's take a 15-minute look at it. Looks a lot different on a 15-minute chart. We are below pre-market open, which is never a good sign. My mouse keeps going back to FEMY. Maybe I should listen to my fingers. Maybe this is the market open stock. Maybe it's not. FEMY is in the rockets list over here. So it's meeting certain criteria to hit this list. It does have over 8 million shares traded. The buttons on my screen are buy the ask and sell the bid. With auto send checked, that's the fastest in and the fastest out. Buy the ask, sell the bid. You are welcome. About 9 minutes to go before market open. About 8:25, we will change over to market open setup. We're only going to change the scan for the watch list over to all stocks. I'm going to sort by mark percent change. So we'll watch the top gainers. FEMY making another move. It doesn't want to die. It pulls back and shoots right up to resistance. Just kind of concerned about the choppiness. That's usually not a good sign. It's people hoping it goes up, or people buying the dips and they bail. Nothing's solid in this trading area. Looks like they're going to pump it up before market open. I don't see any new news on FEMY. They had news on the 29th, but they are listed in the 12 most active stocks this morning. There is no indicator, but you can probably build an alert within ThinkorSwim for that. Still going here on FEMY. Looks like they want to get all they can out of it so they don't have to deal with halts after market open. $350,000 shares traded in that last candle. I'll watch it at market open. If we can get a pullback at market open, I may play it. Might sell off right before the gate opens. All right, it's 5 minutes before the open. Let's change over to the all stock scan. And when I say all stocks, it's just the price range you want to trade. There's no filters in it. I'm going to sort by mark percent change. FEMY is at the top of the list. If your chart's on EXT, change it over today so you don't miss the execution of a trade. I'm going to change my volume spike to 1%. You do that by right-clicking on the name, edit formula, and change both of these numbers to 100. And what that does is it wipes out any stock up here that's trading below 1%. If you want to wipe them out below 2%, put 200 here. 3%, put 300. I have some traders put 1,000 here because they only want to know if it moved 10%. Click apply and OK. And I'll be watching rockets, low float stocks, and all stocks. So when the market opens, this column's going to get real volatile. You won't know heads from tails. It's kind of best just to click on the ones you think are winners and see if you want to buy them or not. I don't chase green candles at open. I wait for pullbacks. If they have a nice pullback before the next run up, that's when I enter. So I'll be marking support and resistance lines, watching for pullbacks. But if you're trading, mark the ones you want to trade. I could be wrong. Never trade off of my screen. My screen is delayed, and it may even delay more at market open when the load comes. Right now, my delay is running about 3%, or 3 seconds, I should say. FEMY is pumping up nicely. About a minute and a half to go. I'm not going to fall into this trap on FEMY. At market open, it could drop so fast, all of that profit disappears. So I'll wait on a pullback. And I may never see one. It may just take off. Who knows? About 1 minute to go. Good luck to all of you. Those are news articles, earnings articles. You have to click on them and read them. You're welcome. 22 seconds to go. I'm going to mark out this high right here. Let's see what happens at open. Maybe we'll set new barriers. Let's see. See lots of red up there. Lots of red in the column. So be careful. Probably going to go into a halt. Or it could be a fake out, so be careful. I don't chase candles. I'm waiting on it to return back down to this level here. That's what I would consider an entry according to my strategy. Looking pretty strong. This is where I'd like to see the pullback down to 409. May not get it. That may be all I'm going to get right there. There we go. Now let's get a bounce up. Not a sell off, a bounce up. Lots of sellers on board. You can see sellers here, sellers up here. Still have lots of sellers down at the bottom. Would be a dip play for those who like high risk dip plays. I'm watching the buyers and sellers. It's not breaking through 409. That's a good sign. We should pull up from here. And I couldn't bring myself to pull the trigger. Probably going to run up to that 445. I stayed out of it. I did not buy. Was about a 20-cent gain from this bounce here. There we go. Broke through. I should have bought. I called it and didn't buy it. Hopefully some of you did. Good job, MB. Love the pullback. I don't know why I didn't pull the trigger. I just didn't trust it for some reason. When I get emotional into a stock, I don't buy. MB, next time reach through the monitor, grab me by the ear and say, why aren't you buying? What's wrong with you? So that was from 409 to 472. If you would have done better than me and listened to the call. Plus more now. So earlier in pre-market, I talked about it was holding its levels and it's taking off. Had that feeling. So this is why I don't buy the green candles at open. If you notice, we open here, it dropped down, it came up to here. Then we waited on a pullback and we got a much larger run after the pullback. There's always more money to me in that if you wait, have patience, play the pullbacks, and then play the run-up. Because if you would have chased it here, got in, you probably would have sold when it dropped. So you'd be negative, or even if you held on, you made it to here, you probably wouldn't have waited to the top. But calling them out like this is a much better play. They are not, Sonia. Look at my support and resistance video on YouTube. I draw them as it happens. So if you watch me in the mornings, you've seen me do this several times. More times has it worked out than it hasn't. It's a great strategy to learn. When you play it along with the spikes and you watch what's going on with volume, you have patience and you wait on a pullback and you're marking out your support and resistance lines, it usually works out pretty good. We may be coming back down for another retest of 409. But that doesn't guarantee another run up. The run already happened. Now we're on the backside of the trade. We may only get a lower high before the next run down. We may even not get a lower high. We may just run down. Good job, Greg. This is kind of like everybody's anticipating the same thing. I'm not getting in. I'm going to see what it's going to do. And it pulls back and everybody says, okay, it's time. Let's go. And it takes off. There's many people play pullbacks more than those that just guess if it's going. Well, wait for those sellers to come in and take their profit, and then the price flattens out before the next big run up. We're looking dead over here in the market. The play was definitely FEMY this morning. We've been on top of it since pre-market. Watched it bounce around, hold its levels. This is what you need to learn. Watch numbers, watch volume, watch pullbacks, support and resistance. You're good to go. Watch the YouTube videos. Get familiar with what's going on here. This is a tough market, and we're still finding winners. We don't find them every day. We're not the genius, but we are finding them. So we're at 409 level. There could be profit potential here back to 445 for a lower high. But I don't like playing the backside of a run. They're not really trustworthy, I guess is the word. I've tried that. That don't work either. With this many people selling off, there's people having doubts now because that's a huge drop. It lost all the gain since market open. We probably won't see a lower high. We're probably going to see some lows. I said there was only a chance that it would do that. Now we're retesting the bottom. See, if I would have bought those 100 shares, I would have lost my profit from this morning. Got to read price action. Price action tells the story. Price action, volume spikes, sellers, bullish. BNOX, I'll take a look. It's not spiking though. Nice pullback on BNOX. The entry was down here. So you would have marked it out here, and you would have marked it out here. Waited for the bounce around before the next run up back to here. So here is not a buy. Love those pullbacks. Nothing safer than that. Good job, Steve. 66. That's 25 cents. Good job, Ben. Good job, Steve. A lot of people making money this morning. It's not a bad Monday. I could have made more. Emotions got in my way. It's okay. There'll be more. No FOMO here. Each morning I see more and more people making profit. That's a good sign. That means you're listening. You're learning. You're observant. Not a game. It's a job. Remember that. Yes, it is, Steve. It's always good to start green. Trying to catch up is always a bad thing. Then your emotions in the back of your head saying, man, I got to make up that $100 loss or that $200 loss. We all get those feelings. Big pullback now on BNOX. You got your piece and got out. That's a good reason to get out. You played it smart. You got yours and got out. Don't try to get it all, or you might catch a big red candle. Old thumb there is, if you don't plan on trading options and you don't need a margin account, you can hit the support button and say convert my account to cash. And I don't need a margin and I'm not trading options, and you can trade as many times a day until you run out of money. You can always add options later and a margin account later. Yeah, just tell them you want a cash account, you don't want margin, and you don't want to buy options, and you'll be good to go. FEMY, backside of the run. Probably won't see another run like we saw at open. May catch some bounces between the support and resistance lines as it's channeling sideways. Old thumb, there's a lot of knowledge in this old brain of mine. Whenever you have questions, make sure you ask me. I don't mind. Send me a message. Direct message me. That's a negative comment, Bob Peterson. You trade until you're profitable, not till you're broke. Change the attitude. Think positive. You right click on somebody's name and click message, but please don't message me support questions. Put them over in support. Don't direct message me, how do I turn on ThinkorSwim? I don't have time for that. I'm a busy man. Oh, Thumb, it just gets better every day. If we can just get a market that's in our favor, we'll knock it out of the park. Right now, we're picking out needles in a haystack. I want to choose between 10 of them a day, not wait for one to play. I need a bull market where we can buy multiples. That day's coming. Soon as we can turn this world around. I honestly think it's going to happen sooner than that, but I could be wrong. I don't think we can hang on till 2025. We'll all be so broke from what they're doing, we can't survive. Something needs to happen before then. Not seeing anything on my scans. They're all pretty much blank. Let's take a look at the SPY. I think it's probably pulling back. And it did. It had a little burst like FEMY, but then sold off. Let's look at the 15-minute chart on the SPY. Still down here at the bottom. That's why we're not seeing much. MNTS making a move. So I want to show you what I've done here. Here is that new indicator. It's calling out the ones that they're buying very slowly. And as they get stronger and stronger, they turn green. The one in the top of the list is this one. Then we have this one, which is FEMI. It pulled back already. BNDX, RIOT, MARA. So it's letting me know ahead of time which ones are starting to move. Like if I came down here or here, they're ones to keep an eye on. So it's performing. It's doing what it needs to do. Well, now that I created it, I got to learn how to use it so I can tell you how to use it. So let's get rid of rockets. Let me move this up. We can sort back by volume spike here, shorten this list a little, make this one a little taller. I lost it. It's behind there somewhere. Well, come on, fumble fingers. There we go. So now it's blue. These are yellow, so they're getting weak. Good morning, Jose. Sonia, if you click on this little gear icon in your watch list, you can add HTB to your columns. Just type in HTB, it'll pop up. Move it over to the right and make a column out of it. Running out of yellow ones here. They're weak, and then they get weaker when they're white. MNTS seems to be at a peak. That one turning green. This is BNOX. So they're not strong enough to spike up here, but they're letting me know down here there is movement in that stock. Minor movement, and it's going up. Up meaning the color of these numbers. So from white to green, so white, yellow, blue, green. Now we went to purple. Called it right out. I said it turned green, it took off. Now it's back in the spike. Maybe the spike's turning around. I'm seeing green coming in. MB, I'm just testing a new script here. I'm using the same watch list, but I'm testing this script. This is new. I haven't released it. I don't know if I will or not until it's proven itself. I have to know it works before I stick them out there. I don't want to cost you money. Yeah, but we don't want the price of learning to be overpriced. That's what I got to avoid. If nothing is showing up in gap and run, nothing is meeting the criteria. Just like nothing's meeting the spikes up here. They don't work one day and not the next if you didn't mess with them. They work every day as long as you don't mess with them. Like I have a few people saying I can't get the spike indicator to work. There's nothing showing up. Well, if we don't have anything, there's nothing going to show up. I can see a few percentages, but then they just disappear. Yes, they do. And I understand people are just new to trading and don't really know. So I'll walk them through it the best I can. So someone said earlier that the gap and run was full of stocks. Who was that? I'm scrolling up to see. I don't know how far back it was, but I saw somebody say that. Why am I not seeing it? That was Stefan. Stefan said the gap and run was full of stocks. Stefan, is yours empty now? It's just market conditions. They're really bad. I mean, if we're not having a spike, that ought to tell you a lot right there. There's nothing really triggering a spike at even 1%. And it all depends on both, if both of you have the same price range and the same setup. One may have some stocks, the other one may not. And it also depends on if one of your scans refreshes before the next person's scan refreshes. Even this new one, the new indicators are running out of stocks. We did have a list earlier. Now we have 5 or 6. MNTS, it's been at the top down here forever. MNTS steadily gaining slowly. The numbers increasing like it should. It's running below the trigger of the spike. I bet those option people are going to tear this one up once it gets out there. This may be that early notification they needed to take it to the next level. We'll see. If it works good through Friday, I'll stick it out there. The number's staying high. This is actually a score. I'll explain all that at the end of the week. The higher the score, the stronger the stock. Still going on MNTS. No halts because it's so slow. We're now at an 80% gain. Staying around that 30, 29 to 30. Starting to decrease on the number. I'm watching this one below it, BNOX as well. I've traded NEO a couple times. I haven't lately. NEO doesn't move very much, and when it does, it's usually pennies or nickels or less. That's why I quit trading it. I like to see 15 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents between the numbers. This number is increasing. MB, I haven't looked. I'm just watching whatever stock pops up. I know no history about them whatsoever. This is what I do when I test. I watch numbers. It's all about numbers. So we're still increasing on the number. We dropped down a little, but yet the number was still increasing. MNTS was at almost 30. It's down to 20. So it's probably falling. I can check. Yes, it is. Seems to be pretty accurate so far. Well, I'm going to have to get out of here. I appreciate everybody that tuned in this morning. I know a lot of you made a lot of money or some money. I get to buy beans to eat with my rice, so I did a little bit. Hope you learned a little this morning. I did. I learned not to get emotional because it cost me money. But sometimes it happens. That's okay. And thank you to everybody who joined in this morning. I'm getting a call on my phone. They need me on the job site. We're finishing up the rehab center today. I need to get there. As always, have a blessed day and God bless. And thank you again. And you're all very welcome. Bye-bye.